right, so down goes Neera Tanden. She was put up to be the chair of the Office of Management and Budget, which is a pretty powerful, committee, and being the chair is definitely pretty big. It really, they determine what the congressional budget is going to be, which is obviously very important, right? But she has been withdrawn, and that's because there was no real path forward. And so the reason why she has withdrawn herself is because there is no possible route for her to actually win a confirmation. So it says the White House on Tuesday pulled Neera Tanden's nomination to lead the Office of Management and Budget amid opposition from key senators, dealing the first cabinet-level defeat for President Joe Biden. Biden said in a statement that Tanden had requested to withdraw her name from consideration and that she would still serve in his administration. Quote, "I have the utmost respect for her record of accomplishment, her experience, and her counsel," Biden said. He added she will bring valuable perspective and insight to our work. The former Clinton campaign aide and president of left-leaning think tank came under fire during the confirmation process for past critical comments of lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. The Washington Post first reported the White House's decision. The announcement comes after several key senators said they would oppose Tanden's nomination, citing her past comments aimed at lawmakers and posts on social media. So they're trying to kind of frame it as she withdrawed it, but the reality is she didn't have any votes for it. So what it says, though Tanden withdrew her nomination, the White House saw no path to her confirmation, according to an administration official. Quote, "We exhausted every path forward," the official said. In a letter to Biden, Tanden said it was the, quote, "honor of a lifetime to be considered for the role. I appreciate how hard you and your team at the White House has worked to win my confirmation. Unfortunately, it now seems clear there's no path forward to gain confirmation, and I do not want continued consideration of my nomination to be a distraction from your other priorities," Tanden wrote. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Republican Senator Susan Collins of Maine and Mitt Romney of Utah all said in recent weeks that they would oppose their confirmation, pointing to Tanden's past criticism of lawmakers on social media. So remember, there's a 50-50 split in the Senate, so if you get 50 Democrats to vote, or 50 votes period, Kamala Harris can break the tie, and that will make Neera Tanden the chair of Office of Management and Budget. Except Joe Manchin said no. So that brings it down to 49 votes. On top of that, Kyrsten Sinema's vote is underwater. We don't really know whether she's going to vote or not for her. Also, Bernie Sanders is another one. So Joe Manchin was really the main person who kind of kicked this off and made this tough. In all likelihood, if Bernie Sanders could have flipped it, he probably would have voted in favor. Maybe with, some leverage as well, like, saying, hey, I'll vote for you if you get this $15 minimum wage through. Since without Manchin's support, Tanden would have needed a Republican senator to vote in favor. Democrats hold a narrow majority in a 50-50 Senate, with Vice President Kamala Harris able to cast tie-breaking votes in the chamber. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska had been seen as a potential swing vote and met with Tanden on Monday afternoon to discuss her nomination. Murkowski told CNN shortly before the nomination was pulled that she had still not made a decision on Tanden. However, a senior administration official told CNN's Jake Tapper that Murkowski had conveyed to the White House that she was a no. Tanden had withdrawn. It's a senior administration official said the backing of Independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona was also very much in doubt. Sanders, the chairman of the committee that oversaw Tanden's confirmation hearings, told CNN's Wolf Blitzer on the Situation Room that he did not believe Tanden had the votes to be confirmed. Well, right now, Neera Tanden does not have the votes, so we'll see what happens in the future, Sanders said in an interview moments before the White House announced her nomination was being pulled. So those are what goes into the logistics of it, of course. Murkowski was a no. So just the fact that Joe Manchin was already a confirmed no, you need a Republican to confirm. Well, Mitt Romney said no. Collins said no. So who do you have left? You have Murkowski? And on top of that, you might need two because Kyrsten Sinema might not vote for her. And then you also got Bernie Sanders, who's really a swing vote. I think you could have convinced Bernie if you really wanted to by giving up some concessions. But this is really underwater. So this is definitely a big win. As you guys know, Neera Tanden is essentially a creature created by the Clintons, literally a Hillary Clinton warrior. So she's a fighter for neoliberalism. As you guys remember, there was that email that she had sent, I think it was to Faiz or someone like that, Faiz Shakir, that is, and she was saying, we can take Libya's oil in exchange for our freedom activities. So she was basically advocating for oil theft. Her organization has all kinds of foreign funding indicating, corporate interest or outside interests. She also, by the way, I think it was some interview that Faiz Shakir was doing. I don't know if it was with Hillary or if it was with Obama or who, but he asked a tough question on Iraq. I don't even know if it was a tough question. I think it was just on Iraq. And Neera Tanden was so angry, she actually pushed or punched him, depending on who you believe. Neera Tanden did admit that indeed she did push him. But some people say that she actually punched him. So it depends on who you really believe on that front. But imagine if the genders were reversed. Imagine if the roles were reversed. Think about how big of a deal that was. But because it was a woman, pushing or punching a man, it's okay. Nobody talks about it. But she is corrupt. She is a neoliberal goon. She's just a piece of shit all around. She's stood in the way of progressivism. This is a big win. Now, the only thing that I'm worried about is, hold on a second, who's going to be the person who replaces her and is going to be put into that spot? If it ends up being someone worse or a lot worse, that's going to be really bad. Okay, that's going to be really bad. However, also, last thing I'll say on this is, do note that Bernie Sanders is getting a lot of heat from liberals on Twitter right now for this. They are blaming him instead of Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema for some reason.